Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here at ILTM Con, and usually we're talking hotels, but today we're going to talk luxury cruise lines, or actually luxury journeys, because we're here with the CEO of Explora Journeys, Michael Ungerer, and this is the brand new, I don't want to call it cruise line again, but the brand new company that's going to be addressing the market in about 2 years, and we're going to talk to him about a new ship. It's a division or a sister company to MSC Cruises, but it's an amazing new luxury product that's coming out very soon. And you're going to find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Michael, first of all, great to see you. We just had a nice little breakfast here in Cannes. A little nippy. We were talking about it, but hey, it's okay. But you know, if we were on your ship, we'd have blankets, and we did it actually.
Oh, yes, yes. I mean, unfortunately, it's a bit inclement, as I say, right, James? But nevertheless, I think the point we made is that it's all about taking people on journeys. Discerning.
Yeah, we had a question. Is it a cruise? And no, it's a journey.
It's a journey. We're not in the business of selling cruises. We take discerning travelers on journeys. So, and of course, when we tested the concept of taking people to a state that we call the ocean state of mind, right? And then you do this at 2 degrees or so, raining outside in Cannes. You just have to imagine you close your eyes, you are out on deck, you're sailing up the Norwegian coast, you're passing the Lofoten Islands, there's a slight drizzle, we got blankets, someone is serving you hot tea, and then you're chasing the Northern Lights. It's ocean state of mind.
So you're preparing us for that today. Now, what was the market you identified? Obviously, there are a lot of luxury products out there in the space. What was the market you identified that you wanted to serve?
So we did a lot of research. We did about 20,000 interviews around the globe in Western Europe, in the US, in Canada, Central America, and in Asia Pacific, in China, in Japan, and in Australia. So we tried to hit the richest markets first. And what we found out is that there are a number of different benefits that people are looking for. So it's very much about obviously time and space, which is the obvious, right? And then they're looking for authentic connections. They're really interested on where does the money go that they pay? What is the purpose behind the company? How does that make me feel? Does that go along with my values? Then, of course, it's about choice. It's not about materialistic things anymore. It's not about abundance. Right. It's all about experiences, but meaningful experiences. And the market, as we see it, worked a lot with McKinsey and Interbrand, is about 230 billion euro annually. Which includes all of luxury travel, right?
I think you said it was about 6.8 billion for just the luxury cruising space.
Right, and that was based on 2019 data. So the cruise category within that is tiny, right? So it's obvious, also with the growth in the segment, which is hopefully going to continue after the pandemic as it was planned before, that everybody needs to look for new customers.
Right.
And it's this next-gen luxury traveler. What do they really need, and what are the benefits they're looking for? And it's not so much about the price.
Now, how are you going to be different from those competitors? Because there's so much new. Well, first of all, let's talk about the ships themselves. So the ship, I believe, has it's going to be roughly about 900, 850 guests, I think, total, with what 400 and.
We will have 461 oceanfront suites, all oceanfront, all suites. The lead-in category, about 35, up to the penthouses, residences, and owner residents, close to 300. Right. So we will see how many guests we will have. Honestly, I cannot tell you, because one of my principles, and not just speaking to the trade, but also to the guests, is price integrity. So I don't have to price to fill.
Right.
Right. And the ship is designed in a way which really reflects the research we did, because people are looking for private space, but also for space to be able to meet people,
Right.
either with the group or the family they're traveling with, or like-minded others. So this sense of connection, this authentic connection that people are craving, and this sense of exploration really happens like on 3 levels. So it's reconnecting to yourself in your private suite, in the spa, connecting with like-minded others in public spaces that are not boring, that have a vibrant, cosmopolitan, European sense of luxury feel, more like a hotel.
Right.
And connecting with people ashore, right, with destinations you visit. So 3 levels of connections, 3 levels of explorations, 3 different journeys.
Now, one of the things, though, is you mentioned this is going to be a lot of space. So what is the gross registered tonnage of this vessel going to be, roughly?
The tonnage will be about 63,900.
Okay, so that's a pretty substantial one for the amount of guests you want to have. You're going to have a lot of space on that.
It's literally the largest guest to space ratio in the industry, and also one of the best host, not crew, host to guest ratios with 1.25 to 1.
Okay, and this is the first of 4 ships, right?
Correct. We have committed to 4 just now, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, 4 is a good number, and that they're going to be rolling out once a year starting in 23?
Correct. The first one May 23, the second one May 24, then one in 25, one in 26.
And then you're starting in the Med, obviously, with the first ship and doing that, and then kind of circling up around, and then somehow end up in the Caribbean by the end of the year, right?
Yes, that's the plan for the first ship. And the itineraries are designed such that they're not round trips. They're all open jaw in industry jargon, so you can connect every single one. I mean, you could literally go from the maiden voyage in the Med all the way to the Caribbean and around South America.
Do your own little world cruise after a while.
If you like, yes, of course, yes.
Now let's talk about your background, because many of the advisors out there aren't as familiar with you. Now you said you're Austrian. You started in hospitality, but you've spent significant time in cruising, right?
Yes. So hospitality is my DNA, right? I mean, I grew up in family businesses back in Austria, and then in the mountains, and then moved to the U.S. and I worked for Sonesta hotels and Ritz-Carlton hotels, and I worked for cruise. Then I went to Germany, started one of the Carnival brands there, and then moved to Asia, responsible for Asia, again for Carnival. And then we decided to move to Singapore. So after having lived in Shanghai for several years, and we're perfectly happy there, and then the phone rang, and Mr. Vago was there, and so said, "Hey,
this is the head of MSC Cruises." You said, right. "I have an idea. Can you?"
I have an idea. He said, "You can't."
It's always a dangerous thing, right?
Right.
So it seemed like a good bet for you.
Right. So honestly, I have to say, and this ticked all my boxes, because coming from family business and then having spent at that time the majority of my career in corporate, in large publicly listed company, I kind of came back full circle to family again, right? So it's family, it's well funded, we 2 billion euros committed for the first 4 ships. And it was a blank sheet of paper. Yeah. So I've spent a lot of time in startup also in Asia, and building small companies, and I just couldn't resist, I mean,
to create something like that on the fly with really kind of, I wouldn't say unlimited budgets, but certainly you don't have to worry about it as much, and obviously Mr. Vago, has the incredible background with the cargo vessels, with MSC Cruises itself, which it has a goal of being, if not number 1, number 2 in the world, as we learned the other day when we christened the MSC Seashore. Yeah. But it's really it's nice to have that kind of blank canvas, as you can say. Now, for travel advisors out there, what would you say would be the main selling points of this Explora Journeys versus some of the other products in the market?
So when we started, and I mean, we had quite a lot of time on our hands unfortunately, because of the
COVID,
pandemic and the phases we went through. So we did, when we did the research and we spoke to focus groups, to past guests, to future guests. We also spoke to travel advisors, and we had a couple panels from the broader luxury industry as well. And this guest-centric approach that we took when designing the product, we also did with travel advisors. So we just went there and said, what do you like, what don't you like, what would you like to see in the future, where are your pain points, and so forth. And we designed a program, and I was very lucky and happy to get Chris Austin on board, who all advisors.
Absolutely, right? Both in his hotel set, and then I always joke with Chris is that when a couple of years ago he was declared Cruise Personality of the Year by Virtuoso, and I said, it's all over now. You're gone with the hotels. Right. You now have to stay in cruising, right?
Correct. And before he was Hotel Personality of the Year.
He was
former job, right? So anyway, so we designed this program, which we just think is fair, right? We have this rolling commissions program, so when you actually make a booking and you put down a deposit, you get that portion of your commission paid right away.
Which is something that everybody came up with during the pandemic, said we really need that money a lot more closer in up front than now, and which is wonderful. It's a wonderful program.
I wonder where everybody got that from. Right? So, and the other thing was this by appointment program, right? Because agents said, well, we call, we wait online, we have to cancel this, we have to roll things forward, then it gets canceled again, then we have to wait online again, and so forth. We said, well, don't worry, we turn it around. You tell us when you're available, we'll call you back, right? And now in the future, you'll be also able to bring your best clients on the call if you like, right? So we devote our time to you, not the other way around. And that, including a quite healthy commission, if not the industry best.
I know, I heard that percentage is pretty high, right?
Yeah. Up to 18% for the preferred partners. I think that's a very compelling proposition.
No, I mean, all of the very compelling sales for them to sell and very easy to do business with.
Yeah, that's the point. And this is one of my mantras is we have to be easy to do business with. This is, for instance, my first hire, even before Chris, was the CTO. And we created a tech stack, also from scratch, white piece of paper. Now it's fully cloud-based. It runs on Versonic Seaware. We have Salesforce as a CRM. We have Adobe as a CMS. And it's absolutely seamless. So it was important also to have that customer journey approach also with agents. And with employees, by the way. We have this employee journey, which we call Joy, Journey of You. So that's the career path for the employees.
And of course, hopefully you have good internet on board. When do you finally get on board?
Good point, because we put an access point in every single suite. Every single suite. We were also even debating whether we should put some outside on the terraces because they're quite large. But then we said, no, those are strong enough, right? It's not like every 2, 3, 5 suites, every single suite.
That's amazing. Well, we'll have to check it out, because I've been on ships that are really good and ships that were not so good, and ships that claim to have the best internet in sea, and maybe they didn't quite have it.
It's a no-brainer in today's world.
Yeah. Now, anything else you want to tell our 95,000 travel advisors out there about Explora Journeys? And we're going to obviously be talking with you and with Chris over the next year and a year and a half almost, before you launch in May 2023, right? But anything else you want to tell them?
Well, we are really looking forward of continue to work with you. We are fully committed. Today, we will have a further release of our B2B channel, which again gives you the chance to bring your best customers to us before we go and open a sale to public.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you for taking the time. Thanks for breakfast today, even though it was a little cold. But we're looking forward to much more to come from Explora Journeys, and I'm sure we'll have more conversations in the future in the next year.
Thank you, James. Looking forward to come with us on a journey and to bring you into our ocean state of mind.
I'm looking forward to it too. I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.